Good day to everyone. Welcome to the very second episode of 16-Bit Rivals with me, Flawed Gamer. Ridgers, say hello.
Hello!
White Callum.
Hello!
And I want to introduce to you our very first guest on 16-Bit Rivals. He's the king of audio, the lord of hype, the champion of Twitch, and the general of all that is good and great, Mr. Doubl0fasho!
Hey!
Welcome in.
Welcome in,
What's going on,
Doubl0.
guys? Hello. How you guys doing?
Thank you for
Good,
being on.
thank you very much.
If you just want to tell our wonderful 13 subscribers that we have right now a little bit
13's
about...
more than enough. 13's more than enough. Hi guys, I'm your boy Doubl0fasho. I am a variety streamer. I am over here in North California near Sacramento. I play everything from story games, RPGs, FMVs, FPS. You name it, I probably play it. I'm also a wedding photographer professionally. I have been published and I'm in a magazine. Just to let you guys know. I have a full-time job, full-time girlfriend. There's no part-time girlfriends, trust me. I'm just a one-girl man. Other than that, want to be voice actor. I mean, they call me Buff Mario, Black Mario. It's just a whole bunch of different items in there,
Mario.
Thanks.
BBM.
Love it. What an introduction.
And I like beer and whiskey.
Who doesn't?
well-
Who doesn't?
Callum likes a bit of a beer. I think he's still hungover from yesterday.
No need to bring that one up.
So I want to start before we go into the news and the topics and everything. I want to get a little bit of a discussion about Twitch, because I think I know Callum and Ridgers were friends before the internet blessed us with Twitch, but we've obviously all met through Twitch. So I just want to get your sort of thoughts about streaming, what your ideas are, that type of thing. So, like, if I go to Ridgers, how are you feeling about streaming and keeping a regular schedule? I know you're quite
I mean, yeah, it's kind of taken a little bit of a backseat at the moment. I'm still trying to get at least one stream in a week just to keep myself going. So, but yeah, got a lot of stuff going on. So, with the move and everything, having a date now, which is great. So, you probably will see me this week, maybe the week after. But if not, my current plan is to probably, unfortunately, take a month off. I'll take the July off just to get the house sorted and everything. But yeah, generally it's going good. It's, let's say everyone's back to the world is slowly getting back to normal. So, people have got things to do. So, if I see someone once a week, or I'm glad to still see them, still coming in and saying hey and everything. But it's just how it is. So I see some people complaining about numbers dropping and stuff. But for me, I do it just to play games. If people come in and chat with me, as well, then it's a win. So, no, Twitch is Twitch, as it is. But no, it's I do it. It's a hobby. I do it for a laugh. And again, I've met some amazing people, such as you guys, and that's it. So you like to chat with you guys, chat about games, play games, and yeah, that's my place to do it. So.
Awesome. So Callum, obviously, he's cemented himself as one of the top Football Manager streamers on Twitch.
This is true.
Up the trolley.
I've never seen anybody play Football Manager the way you do. Especially with the excitement. You're like, come on, get it. I'm like, bro, get
That could have been me.
it. It is you.
Ford, I've got no idea what the question was. I quite like Twitch. Yeah, it's good.
The platform count. Obviously, Twitch, see, for me, Twitch, obviously, it's not actually something I ever wanted to do. So this here is what I wanted to do. But the only way I was able to do this was to meet people like you guys through something like Twitch. But I actually found I enjoyed it a little bit more. When I started joining Twitter and stuff, I realised there's quite a lot of positive and negatives, and a lot of, so this person said this person, or should you do this or should you do that? I tried to drown that out and just do whatever I like, and hopefully that's okay for people. But I am really grateful to the platform for obviously introducing me to loads of people, and obviously you three, and allowing me to do this with people who share a passion with me. Passion.
When I was in university, I did media and journalism, so I really got into radio. And I did a bit of student radio, I did a bit of football commentary, all that sort of stuff. And I saw this as a way to be able to entertain. And I like entertaining people. I'm a teacher, so I like, standing in front of people and, teach them how to learn and stuff like that. But like with streaming, I saw it as an opportunity to be able to show off myself and potentially make a couple of people laugh and play games like I was doing anyway. So like, I think Twitch is a great platform from that. It is sometimes tricky if you do start looking at numbers and that sort of thing. It can. There's a lot of issues with mental health around Twitch, isn't there? And I think it's almost like, oh, why do people not like me today, but they did yesterday? And the best advice for any Twitch streamer, in my opinion, is turn the viewer count off, because it literally doesn't matter. It's if you're talking to people in your stream, it's a great thing anyway. But
struggle with that myself, where I think, well, I always see the viewer count because I've got the thing up on my phone, but it's the anxiety around it, and I'm not very good in front of people as it is. So when I'm aware that nobody's in chat, I start being self-conscious. It gets to me. I know, like, Doubl0 is like he's a proper natural, and I think he's got that charisma as well to take him in there. And I can see you doing a few different things as well with the FMV stuff. Doubl0, what were your thoughts on the platform? I know you obviously.
I mean, when I started 2 years ago, it was just getting to know how the platform works. And I think where I kind of screwed off the most is listening to what other people thought about the platform. And they're like, oh, you got to do raid trains, and you got to be a part of this many discords, and you got to be, a follower. But then it puts you into that like Ponzi scheme, like pyramid. And, I'm like my mom, where it's just like, I do what I want, how I want to do it. And you're not going to tell me what to do, or you're not going to be famous. I'm like, I'm not looking for fame. I'm here to have fun and just make this whatever I want it to be. It's like more so a creative outlet, because, back in the day, we're like, I want a YouTube channel too. I want people to watch me for whatever it is that I choose to do, and not like get lost in you only do things that are trending. And I see that's what people do a lot. New game comes out, everybody plays it for about a week and then puts it down. I picked that shit up like 4 weeks later. I'm like, oh, now I'm really enjoying this shit from front to back. You know what I mean? Or I've just looked at this. It's not even a business point. It's not even like I have to get as many followers as I want. It's more of, I'm going to play what I want to play. And if I meet people along the way, like, that's cool. Otherwise, like, I'm doing it to make stupid videos later, because that's what I do. You know what I mean? Like, in the end of the day, people are like, oh, what could you say for new streamers? I'm like, do whatever you want, but no one's going to watch. If you have one person, I'm like, what's the difference between that and, back in the day, you played Nintendo with only one friend because you ain't trying to share the controller with nobody else.
That's the thing. For me, I'm not saying because I've got but for me, having a big community almost worries me, because I can't be there for 100 people, let alone
it's a full-time thing.
2,000 people.
It's a full-time thing if you've got a lot of people.
Well, that's the thing, is if you have the time to do that, I get like people who stream every day, but to be honest, if I see you stream every day, I'm not gonna visit you every day.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you're bang on there, Doubl0. Yeah. I think if you are too regular, it's difficult to support regularly. And when I use the phrase support, I mean literally just being there, being there, watching the streams, because everyone has lives, everyone has things to do, and a lot of the people who watch streams are also streamers. So, it's difficult to be there all the time, isn't it? And
that's what I find most people are streamers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Full of streamers. So my thing is, how do you get newer numbers in?
Yeah, and also streaming all the time. I mean, I think I was doing it like 3-4 times. I was just like, when I fancy playing it, I kind of lost the enjoyment of playing the games, and then like I was like, it burns you out, because you like sometimes. I mean, I like playing not offline, not streaming. Just chill out. I'm not having to, can take my time. I don't. It's usually other games that I don't think people want to stream. I could play a bit of FIFA or whatever, or something like that, just to chill out. But that's why all these people, you see them burning out. They're like, I'm taking time off, and it is mentally draining.
It's really tiring. After stream, I try not to do a stream late on, because I spend at least an hour after the stream just sort of like going, decompressing, regardless whether I've done it to 30 people or 3 people. I still need that time to sort of come down from it. Because you do need to de-stress, don't you? You do sort of amp yourself up a little bit. Like I said before, you're trying to entertain. You want people to actually enjoy what you're watching, don't you? If you're just sort of sitting there going, yeah. So, you know, it's people aren't going to want to watch it.
Have you not been in my streams?
But then that's the thing, though. Like some people, they only stream because like, oh, this is how I can get quick cash. And I'm like, if you're thinking about quick money, I'm like, you're not gonna go anywhere because you're gonna be so focused on. I gotta stream every day. I gotta stream for 6 hours, 12 hours, and I'm like, then you want to complain like, there's only 6 people. You're streaming for 12 hours. Every day, like you ain't got nothing else to do. Get your broke ass to work.
That's it. I think obviously we've highlighted a few of the good and a few of the bad, but like I said before, I'm thankful to the platform just to have introduced me to people like yourselves and others as well. And I hope that we can get a few of them on the podcast.
I'm trying to think how, because me and Floyd can never remember how we met. Random. I met Gav through Sean. So it must be about a year ago.
Yeah.
I met Sean first randomly. He was just playing a game, popped up and chatted, and I think you were in the stream, and then you were live. I followed you, and then you were live like the day after, and started chatting and being in the stream. So and then I
can't remember how I met you.
No,
sorry to go over there, but I can remember how I met Callum because it was through you.
Yeah.
Doubl0, I just remember being outside of the room. And then just almost like a party going on. I walked in and someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone had raided Doubl0. I was like, oh, this dude's cool. So I just do a follow, and that's how. I don't know who it was who raided him, but you know when sometimes you just disappear, go do your own thing. You walk in and someone completely different on screen, and you're like, oh, okay, and cool or not cool, and I'm just going to leave that there.
I've gone away and someone raided like 4 times, and I'm like, who the hell is this?
What wormhole have I gone down?
And I'm sitting here like, I try and scroll up and be like, okay, no, this was apparently a long time ago. Oh shit! All right.
So that's our rough opinions on Twitch. I'm going to try to keep a sort of schedule for this this podcast. I'm still getting used to it. So I'm going to just run down the news. So we obviously since the last.
It was me running. I wasn't running. I was running.
He's practicing for his Switch Sports.
I know, right? He's like, I gotta beat Doubl0. Gotta beat a Doubl0. Come on, getting ready.
Getting ready. We do definitely need to do the round. But we will organise that.
I've been practicing.
That worries me.
Just saying.
So we don't discuss everything, so I've obviously got a few talking points, but the rundown of the news, the events do keep coming. So since we last streamed, obviously we are in gaming season. Since we last did our podcast, uploaded it, we've had the Final Fantasy VII, the 25th anniversary stream. We've had Capcom stream. We've had the Xbox showcase, which was extended because we did discuss the last one before. Xenoblade 3 had a direct. We had a rumor going through about a 29th Nintendo Direct. I think it was Alana Pierce who quickly did that, and others done it. We had also Nintendo topped 25 million in Japan. There is a topic later than that we will discuss about sales. Fire Emblem screenshots leaked all over the internet, and people are saying it's been finished for over a year. We had Turtles release. We had From Software's next game is apparently almost finished. PlayStation are skipping Gamescom, and we've had Final Fantasy 16 says it's not open world. Can we have not open world games? Apparently, we can.
Yeah,
so that's
definitely.
a quick rundown of the news. But obviously, there's been a lot more news, but there's some bullet points.
Can I add something to the news? Have any of you seen the Twitter account called The Snitch?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
So there's a leaker who's suddenly joined the Twitter sphere and is getting everything right.
Oh, really?
And like they called the PlayStation event, every single game that was going to be released on there. They've put cryptic tweets up about like God of War recently, and they're going through all these different things. And every time they put something up, it's right, and it's really interesting.
Is that insider underscore
Yes,
WTF? Oh, give him a follow.
Yeah.
Basically, the snitch, Callum's right on. That's a good point, actually. I didn't think to discuss the snitch, but the snitch is also going around of who is this. There's so many industry insiders that there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, the snitch is so and so, and the snitch is or this person," because it's clearly, I think, someone who is in the know, but I think they're also known. So I think the snitch is...
Imagine if it's a journalist. So imagine if it's a journalist who gets told these things but legally can't publicise them. And then they make this Twitter account so then they can tweet saying, the snitch on Twitter has said this, when actually it's them. Imagine.
That's insider underscore WTF?
Yeah.
Got it.
It's such an interesting account because, like I say, they don't miss. And it's
wild.
just...
Well, one of his recent tweets was, "I spy might lie." Was it something? One of them might be wrong. I just saw it just then. I spy might lie that some of the leaks will not be true. Leaks was in brackets.
It's so intriguing when something like this happens.
It's definitely, or she. They has definitely stirred up conversation just about the leaks. People do anyway. Like I said, Alana Pierce, who was with IGN, she's now with the God of War team. She obviously was the first one to say about a Nintendo Direct, but since then, many people have corroborated that.
If Nintendo Direct is going to happen on 29th, they need to announce it like tomorrow.
Okay, so the newest piece of information is that it's actually a mini Nintendo Direct. Based partner showcase. It'll be predominantly third party, which actually doesn't excite me in the East. And they don't announce those either. They just go bang, there you go. Because it's going to be about 20 minutes and there's not going to be anything massive on there.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean they won't do one, a big one. It just means it doesn't look like it's this week. Again,
I think it'll be July. I said it's too early for them to do another one. They never do two big ones in a month. It seems to be, at least a month away. So I'm thinking mid-July, I reckon, if they do one.
Okay. I think so. But I think for now we'll sort of go through. I mean, Final Fantasy VII. So they did the 25th celebration. I know Doubl0 is actually playing through the remake at the minute.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I know obviously you are a big Final Fantasy person. I don't know what you either got, Ridges and Callum. I don't know what your history.
I used to play a lot of it. I played the original Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation with the 3 discs, and I played 12, and I think 12 might have been the last one. 15. And then I haven't played any for a while. I bought typical me. I bought the latest one, and then I haven't played it, the Royal Edition. And then I have actually started playing the remake on PS5, but only about 20 minutes in. So I will look to revisit it, because it is completely different. Like it's so much different.
They had a lot of add-ins. Compared to the game. And
it's only part 1, isn't it, as well? So isn't there a part 2 coming out? Yeah. So
there's actually 3 parts.
3 parts. Okay.
3. Yeah. Intergrade, or is it Intergrade? And Rebirth. Then they're going to do Rebirth, and they're also going to do the side story of Crisis Core, which was out in the PSP back in the day.
Okay, awesome. So that's sorry to interject there. I think so. Basically, in Intergrade is a side story. It's not actually a main part. So you're going to have 3 main parts. The next one is Rebirth, which is coming out next winter, and then another one which hasn't even been announced. So Intergrade doesn't count as part of the trilogy. It's just part of a DLC.
I haven't really played Final Fantasy. I've been told by lots of people to play the remake, but I didn't want to play it until the second part was sort of announced. And I think it's a complete joke that it's taken them. It will be, if it's next winter, it'll be almost 4 years since the first part. You can't go 4 years. It's a game that already exists. This isn't a new game. I know they've changed it, Ridges. I know they've changed it. But still, it's part 1. You can't go, oh, did you enjoy that? Brilliant. Right, we'll start making the second part now. Have it in, make it, start it already. Like, what's going on? They've already said now, part 2's coming winter 2023. We are starting part 3. Well done. Why did you do that the first time? We didn't think
They're
it would go
doing the
well.
thing. They're waiting to put it out on PC. They do it all the time. They
It's a
prolong
shame.
their extension on games by
Yeah.
only waiting to release it to everyone slowly, and then going, okay, now we'll plan on making the next one.
But they said the reason they didn't start making part 2 was because they weren't sure how it was going to go. It's the most fondly revered Final Fantasy
Release
game.
the whole game.
Exactly, just do the whole game.
I think though that was taken out of context. I don't think they were always planning on making part 2. I think the only company I know to sit on games, and obviously as we discussed the 5 of them, is Nintendo. They will complete a game and they'll sit on it and go, maybe it'll be good next November, and they'll just do that because they'll complete games and then they'll just say, well, actually, we don't want to release it just yet. Whereas what we've come to see is games just releasing in an incomplete state. We've got to rush it out the door now. Get it out the door. Kick the door down.
As Doubl0 was saying, like they wait for PC. Like God of War obviously has had a massive resurgence this year because it came out on PC.
Yeah.
I played it 4 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. It's been out for so long, and did you guys hear that they want to do The Last of Us Part 2 on PC?
Yeah,
but they want you to buy it for full price though.
Yeah.
Because you, in my opinion, this is just flawed perspective. PlayStation games, they don't sell as well as you might think. They also don't have the legs that you might think. So in the UK, I don't know what it's like below in Cali, but in the UK, you'll get a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 game release. 2 months later, the brand new release is already chopped in half time. They don't have the legs with the sales.
Not here. Usually, most of the sales they stick for a while, unless like a big sale goes out. Unfortunately, so like you'll be paying full price for a minute.
Yeah. So that tends. So they want they want the.
Wasn't the PC? Because you play Final Fantasy on PC, don't you, Doubl0?
Yeah, I have both.
It was like 70 quid, I think, wasn't it?
What I'm saying, they want,
Or 70, yeah. So I remember Sean saying,
they want full price for it. Like I had to
buy.
I bought it on sale, and then I found it on CD keys.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no way I'm paying full price.
On PlayStation, it was a free game.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Is like it was a free game. I think my PlayStation 1 I got a year ago, and it's like, come on now, over a year ago, and then you give it for free. Like doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. They do that quite
with
often with PlayStation Plus. I don't like that at all.
But then you don't get to keep the game though, which is the part that they get you at.
True. That's true.
Like if you got to keep the game, then it makes PlayStation Plus better because whatever free game you have, you just have a giant ass library.
Well, that's where Xbox wins because you get to keep the Xbox game when it was Giga Games of Gold. So. But that's a completely other topic.
We can discuss that topic on a different, less heavy episode, obviously. So with Final Fantasy VII, I was a big Final Fantasy VII player. I played the remake, completed the remake. I won't do any spoilers because Doubl0's still playing through it, but I will say I was quite disappointed by the end of it.
Well, I've seen some scenes, and it just wasn't my thing. I was like, okay, you got Cloud in a dress and shit, and I'm like, okay.
That's from the first. They did that originally, didn't they? But it's the one thing the hype was real was Crisis Core. Everybody was going nuts on that. That's one I haven't played because I didn't have any of the PS portables.
Yeah, I did.
So, what are you? Is the hype real for you as well?
I'm excited, but I guess my biggest thing is how are they gonna have the game content? Because if it's just gonna be a copy without any upgrades, you can't really ask a full price for it. Because I mean, even Crisis Core was probably the first turnaround for not having a turn-based game, and so I would say that is the engine in which most games nowadays are built upon. And so are you still going to have that same feel? Is it actually going to be worth it? So if you go from Switch to a PC to an Xbox to a PlayStation, are you going to get that same quality and graphics? Otherwise, it's kind of a waste. Otherwise, you're going to be playing a portable game on your computer, and it's just like you might as well do a side scroller.
Yeah.
But
otherwise, like, what's the difference?
Remaking it like the remake.
Yeah. I'm hoping so, because from the cutscenes that I've seen, it looks like the PSP version a little bit.
I think you might be mistaken there, Doubl0. I think there's a full remake. I think if you watch back, it's literally they're remaking it like the remake. The only thing I was thinking is they're bringing that out before the other one. I don't know how many reused assets from the remake they're actually using.
Mm.
I assume is quite a lot because it looks
Yeah.
like there's this in the same locales as well, which I don't know if it is because I've never played it. But
It looks. I mean, it looks exactly similar. I mean, it does. It looks good. I'm just hoping that, like I said, if they do it on the Switch, okay, I get Switch graphics, FPS, and all that. But if they're gonna put it on Xbox, and the newer Xbox as well as the newer PlayStation, like it has to hit hard. Has to.
Yeah. I think it'll be a big game this year, but I think that's all on the Final Fantasy celebration. We would just go on to. I think I've got the next topic I've got is Starfield because we did discuss this a little bit last time.
What's Starfield? I thought No Man's Sky 2. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Sky 2, or what they had Starfield. There's been such discussion about the game.
Didn't we also have Dead Space, the remake too?
I've never played Dead Space ever.
Oh no, I forgot the name's completely gone out of my head now of the game. Yes, yes. It looked just like we're trying to make a game like Dead Space.
And everyone else.
And it was like it is Dead Space. It looks exactly the same.
That's hilarious.
It's made by the guy who was involved with Dead Space. It makes sense.
And guess what else is coming out at this similar time? The Dead Space remake.
Oh God! He's like, hey guys, I have an idea for a new game. We're just gonna package it in something else. Is that bologna? It's still a sandwich. No, it's Subway.
I think it's just an unfortunate. We did have a quick discussion. I think it's a bit of an unfortunate way of people were just yelling they wanted like Dead Space, like an OG Dead Space type game. So they went, let's remake that, and everybody else went, let's make our version of that, and now it's all coming out at the same time. So it's like, it's like I want a sandwich. I haven't had a bologna sandwich to go Doubl0's metaphor. I haven't had a bologna sandwich for ages, and then everyone turns up with 100 bologna sandwiches. You're like, what? I just wanted one. Just one sandwich.
The same sandwich. Yeah. I seen clips from it, and it looks like a good game. But like I've read some of the Reddits, and some people are like, we can't land on or we can't fly and land on the planets. No Man's Sky does it. But then someone was like, 1,000 planets for real. I had to look up a stat for how many systems and planets was in No Man's Sky, and it is 8 quintillion.
Yeah, it's like infinite, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's really interesting with the 1,000 planets thing though, because they got challenged on it and they're like, people don't want 1,000 planets. Like, look at No Man's Sky, we didn't want that, but apparently most of them are like wastelands. There's nothing on them, and then there's like that central area where you'll have planets where they have genuine stories in there. So that reassured me a little bit more with it, because I think if you just want to go off and mine things, fair enough.
Yeah, and that's what it's good for. Yeah, it's good for that, because sometimes, especially in No Man's Sky, you have to find a certain resource, which means you have to find it either in a blue system or a green system. And so it's just like, okay, well, there's like 12 green systems that way, and I'll just go there. Yeah.
And sometimes it's nice to chill out, isn't it, to do something like that?
Definitely.
I think it will be. I think it will be good. Don't get me wrong. Bethesda's got a history of making good and bad games, to be honest. But I don't think it's going to be what everybody's expecting it to blow everything out of the water. It's going to come out and it's going to be like, well, it's just going to blow everything out of the water. It's going to be so new. We haven't seen this again. But I think when they said Skyrim in space, I think that's what we should really expect.
I thought it would be more sort of Fallout in space. So that sort of like storyline, building communities and.
Yeah.
What was the last good game Bethesda made? Like, last good game? They've released a lot of bad games recently. Everyone's like, oh, Bethesda are amazing. Are they? Are they?
I mean, they could be. I mean, I'd have to probably say Skyrim for the 20th time on the fridge.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. On the
How long has the game been out, though, you know?
I mean, it's got to be 10 years now, surely.
I think the last good game they released was Fallout 4.
Yeah, Fallout 4 was
and that's quite a while ago. Fallout 4
as well. It wasn't as loved as any of the other Fallouts.
No.
Well, they concentrated on online, didn't they? So they did Tamriel Online, which I liked for a bit, but I kind of got a bit bored. And then they went and did Fallout 76, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which I didn't really like. I like Fallout, but I just couldn't really grasp it.
So I mean, like I say, I'm sort of like trying to temper expectations of Bethesda. It's like Starfield's going to be amazing. Is it going to be?
Then they did.
I hope it is. I hope it is, but I don't know.
I never played
Bad track record.
Deathloop. You played Deathloop, didn't you?
I haven't played Deathloop.
I have not.
I haven't played it. I know Flawed played it.
It's supposed to be good.
Deathloop was a really good game.
That was their last game, I think they released, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously Bethesda's the main, and then you've got all the companies underneath Bethesda.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, you've got Doom and all the other properties that they do. You've got like
Dishonored and all that.
Yeah, Dishonored, and they got so many properties. But their Starfield is from the sort of Fallout, and yeah.
It's like that genre, isn't it? It's like that genre of game.
The team behind it, yeah.
That
studio.
Yeah.
That what? Sorry, was that?
I thought Redfall looked good. Better
did.
than I was expecting.
It but part of it kind of reminds me of Back for Blood meets meets like the Evil Dead or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but it looks like a cool ass idea.
It's just funny because for ages everyone's been like, Bethesda are releasing Starfield, also Redfall. But Starfield, look at Starfield, Redfall. But now everyone's gone, Redfall actually looks okay. Like, it actually looks alright. Like, it's sort of been under the radar because of Starfield.
Sounds like a parent who really started to bring attention to one kid, but the other kid's better.
I love this child, I have another one.
Another kid's like...
It's managing expectations, isn't it? Because every time someone gets high expectations, it will inevitably always fall below. Whereas everybody was thinking Redfall, I mean, it's probably not going to be great. And then I looked at it and thought, actually, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Whereas Starfield was thinking, oh, it's going to be great. And then, actually, it's as good as I thought it was going to be.
I think it'll do this when it comes. It'll be like that. They'll both be on par with each other.
Just meet. It could. I mean, that's how I felt about a New World, and I was just like, "Oh, this game's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be like the new meta for MMORPGs." And
it's been up. How many people are playing it?
I don't know. I've seen a couple people maybe post content, but I'm like, that might be some old ass content. You know,
it was mad. Like you couldn't get on servers with like full.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think Sean was telling me he was like 17,000 in line, and I'm like, he's like, I'm gonna go, I guess, go out to go find some food and stuff, and come back and still be 10,000 in line. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So Ridges, as a open-ended prediction, you're saying they're gonna do this. What is this? Is this 7 out of 10? Is this 9 out of 10?
I reckon you're looking at 7. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I think like expectation. I think like they're gonna go. People are gonna go. It's not as good as it is, but Redfall. I think they'll be pretty close. I haven't seen Redfall now. I'm actually. I wasn't gonna play Redfall. I was gonna maybe pick it up. But if it's, I will be on Game Pass hopefully. But I was more looking forward to start. Yeah. But I think now my expectation. I'm looking forward to both of them. Whereas if I was like, I might play it if I got a bit of time, but.
Yeah,
that is the good thing. They are both on Game Pass. So if you do have Game Pass, then it's just an easy. Let's just try it out.
Sorry, Callum.
The good news is it goes on sale all the time. You can pick up 3 months of Game Pass for £1 sometimes, and you just think, well, there you go. We just give it away. There you go. You want to buy some chips? Here's Game Pass for 3 months. But yeah, so obviously that's Final Fantasy VII and Starfield, but we did obviously have the Capcom event, and we had the Xenoblade event. But we've got so many remakes. Street Fighter was it? Yeah, they showed off Street Fighter 6. I'm not a big fighting game, and I haven't played Street Fighter since 2. 6 looks good, but is there any? So obviously a lot of stuff was Resident Evil DLC, Resident Evil 4 remake. That was the big one. They showed a little bit more. So we got Dead Space remake, Final Fantasy remake, a new one coming out. Crysis got basically remake City everywhere.
Aren't they doing the Village in VR as well?
Yes, that's horrifying.
Aren't they putting out a couple different stories? What is it? Shadow of Rose also is going to be DLC, and then they're doing not a battle royale? They're doing the Mercenaries for Resident Evil, so you can play as one of the characters.
Yeah.
I think that sounds exciting.
What they initially showed, that it did look great. Hopefully, when its final form, it will.
Like Resi 4 was a really good game, and quite looking forward to that remaster. I'd probably pick it up and play it.
So before we go on to our next topic, I would just say, with all the remakes coming out, what is each of your probably most anticipated remake? And if you haven't played them, what looks most enticing to you? So for me, probably Resident Evil 4 remake is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, for me too.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Yep.
The second one,
Crisis Core as well too. I'm pretty juiced for that one. Yeah.
I don't have a strong opinion on any of them.
Pick one out of a hat, Callum. Which one would you play? Which one are you more likely?
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. Yeah.
My man.
Yeah.
For context, Final Fantasy VII remake, the second part would have been for me if I'd have enjoyed the first part as much as I thought I was going to.
It'd be for me if it was out sooner.
Yeah.
That's what I picked Resi because that's like coming out before it,
right.
clearly. So.
Yeah, or next year. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so our next topic on the agenda is jumping off one of the news stories, which was Nintendo hit 25 million in Japan, which is big. It's a big number in one territory. But we are going to discuss whether we think it could be the most successful system, not just console, of all time, basically. So for context, these are rough numbers, but we've got PlayStation 2 sits at the top with about 159 million.
What a system.
Not
it was
too
great.
far. That's it. I mean,
It was great.
It was fantastic, but I also think they did really well with just back then with the DVDs.
Oh, people just buying it for a DVD player.
DVD player. It was just like you hit gold. Like it was just but the stuff that came to it was great. Then we had obviously in second place is the DS, which is 154 million.
I mean, the DS it's been around for how long? Have they only just stopped making games, haven't they?
Yeah, very recently. They shut the shop, didn't they?
Yeah.
They shut the shop. They done that. That's Nintendo's most successful system.
It's been out that long.
Yeah.
I think I've had DS Lite, 2DS, 3DS XL.
I had a DS. Yeah, and mine was custom painted like Hellboy.
Nice.
So that's it. And then we got in third place the Game Boy / Game Boy Color, which they put together, which is around 118 million.
Yes,
that Game Boy, I loved it. I remember it when I
what
first
a
got it.
console!
I still have my pocket.
Yes, the color. Yeah, is it the pocket one?
Yeah, dude, this is my pocket. Dude, this is the size of a cell phone now. Hello.
Yeah, I'm just playing Pokemon Red.
You know what I mean? Just playing Pokemon Red right now. So yeah.
I don't have my original Game Boy. I just have
Oh, I wish I had my original everything.
I've got the Advance.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
awesome.
The Advance was quality as well. And then we have the PlayStation 4, which is currently 116. They are still producing it, but it's slow going now. The PS5's coming out. But the Switch now sits in 5th place with the last recorded numbers are about 107 million. So it's not too far off the PlayStation 4 and it's always hitting the top of. It's basically taken over Japan now. So Japan, it will outsell everything combined below it, and it will have the top 10 games will always be Switch. So it's dominating Japan. It's dominated the NPD sales as well, the American sales. It went on a 32-month streak before it finally.
Well, they had a really good. I noticed it pretty much like last Christmas. Everyone had a Switch Lite. It was like the thing. Everyone had a Switch Lite for Christmas because they had so many of them, and they were about £200 just over.
$200 a piece.
So, and they came with like Animal Crossing or something else. So they already
did the bundles with
everyone. Everyone was like, I got Switch Lite. I was like, that was genius. Yeah. That was genius because you couldn't get a PlayStation 5, you couldn't get a Series X. You
can't get. You can barely get those now.
Series X is you can get them here now. PlayStation 5s are still very scarce, but the Xbox.
Luca's husband barely got an Xbox Lite, and she had to buy it off of like a second hand. and it was barely available.
So Ford, would Switch Lite sales count towards the Switch?
Yeah.
They would.
Like,
Okay.
You'll get it. Same with PlayStation 4, like the Pro counts towards it, and so does the Slim versions. So
So
when you take a look at these numbers, they do amalgamate
okay.
everything together. So
Well, I'm 3 of that 107 million.
Well done, Ridges.
Yeah.
Well done.
Original Switch OLED, and I got a Switch Lite.
How do you like the OLED?
I love
Yeah,
it. Yeah, I love it. I traded. I sold I eBayed my original, and I made that much on it that I only had to add 30 quid to buy the OLED.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's got to be hardly anything.
So so for more context, obviously every time they do their sales figures and end of year forecast and stuff, the Nintendo have forecasted that they will sell roughly 20 million more in the next financial year. So if they do hit their targets, everybody's struggling with production. That would stick them at about 127 million, which would stick third place, but it would still be 25 odd million from taking top, which means they would need 2 very good, very solid years of high production, high sales.
It won't happen because there'll be a new Switch.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
That'll still be under Switch though.
Yes, if it's not a new system, if it's, for example, a Switch Pro,
yeah,
it will count towards the sales of
Switch.
Switch. In general.
I don't know. I don't know if they will go Switch Pro.
I think if they would have done it when they released OLED. I think that's when they were going to do
it.
Well,
the rumors are that the reason they were going to do the Pro, but because of chip shortages, they decided just to chuck a OLED screen on it and did the OLED.
They've already had the OLEDs and in place. Yeah. The production shortage has just halted probably everybody's plans, and we probably won't even know completely of everybody's.
Well, we've at least got a year, haven't we? If you think about with Breath of the Wild, I don't think it's coming out to the end of next year. So they've got a list of games that
they will
release.
Sell strongly for the next 2 years, I think, and it just depends where we're at then. But
it breaks my childhood heart a little bit that it will go above Game Boy. I think the Switch is a fantastic console, and as a concept, I love it. The fact I could be playing here and go, boom, now it's on my TV is genius.
Yes, definitely.
It's not the Game Boy Color. I love my little. Oh no.
Yeah, but the best part is you can play Game Boy games on it, which is going to be great instead of being on your PC and you can leave, which is dope.
Yeah.
Being able to have it portable.
I had my Game Boy. My rucksack for school had my Game Boy in it and I had probably about 20 batteries. When rechargeable AA batteries came out, that was a game changer because I literally had 2 sets. One was on charge and the other were in my Game Boy. It was
I'm never putting this down ever.
I played hundreds of hours of Pokemon. Pokemon Red.
That's why I have both of them still.
Yeah, it's just
I remember the attachments, like the big magnifying glass. With
the really bad light. The light didn't point down; it pointed like that. So you're like, well, I can't see anything. And then there was that light with the spiral that plugged in, and then I had the camera with the printer, and it was just like this real. You take a picture of yourself, and it's just like a blob.
I remember playing it in the back seat of my car when Mum and Dad were driving, and the lights, the street lights, you'd wait for them, and you'd be like, right, I can see. Now I can't. Now I can see. I can't believe playing games like that. It's mad.
I had my all-time. Well, I'm going to just say it. Probably my all-time favorite top 5 Game Boy games. This is like not including color now. Is Red, Gold. Gold was color, was it?
No,
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, and then Silver, nice. Super Mario, Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3 I love that game. It's amazing. If you've never played it, look it up. Super Mario Brothers 2 or Super Mario Land 2, and Super Mario Land 2 is different. He had like bunny ears. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Good choices.
Great games. They were. I literally had the 5 in my case, and I'd be like.
Yeah.
But Wario Land, what a game!
Wario Land was brilliant.
So
yeah,
good.
You need a new Wario Land, I think. Proper,
It has to be like that though as well. Side scroller. If that came out, I'd be like, yep.
Yeah.
And you don't usually do that, Ridges. You know, you're usually so sensitive about buying games.
Yeah, very, very picky with his purchase.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
So basically, how I want to sort of finish this, I'm going to just tell a quick little anecdote on. Before the Switch was released, they just released a video thing, and I was having dinner with a few friends, and 2 of my friends were going, "Oh, well, I don't think the Switch is going to be." We were talking about how Wii U was dog crap in terms of sales. It was like 13, 14 million, and dead. Basically, it was dead before it even come out.
Games are great though.
The games are great, and I did love my Wii U. Don't get me wrong, but it was in no way a success. But we were having a discussion, and they were saying, "Oh, the Switch won't sell 20 million." There you go.
Nice.
I'm glad I sold mine. I sold mine to get a Switch actually. But there you go. But then so we have a discussion. We're at the dinner table, and my friends are loud. I'm quite quiet, but they were just go, "Oh, it's not going to sell 20 million." I was like, "Look, I'm the geek here. I have not inside knowledge, but at least a base of knowledge. It's going to sell 20 million. Like, it should sell 20 million. I know that you flopped, but you got to remember, they're not doing a Nintendo DS, so you're going to get numbers from there." But anyway, they were adamant. They got so heated, one of them walked out of the restaurant, and he come back all in a huff. And I was like, "Look, we could disagree, but I said let's have a bet." So they said, "Well, okay, what's the bet?" I said, "I'll tell you what. You're saying 20 million. Give a time frame on the 20 million."
Mm-hmm.
And I went, "Okay, 4 years." So I went, "Okay, 4 years." I said, "You guys." So the 2 of them went, "We'll both have that bet." I said, "So steak dinner." So I was like, "Okay, steak dinner from you, steak dinner from you." Perfect. Okay, so that was the bet. 20 million in 4 years. I was so confident. I think it did it in about 18 months. And I did when I got the financials. As messaged them, I was like, "I am waiting for my steak dinner," and both of them paid up. I had big
2 steak dinners.
same time. I'm not greedy. I could have done 2 steak dinners, but I did. So what I wanted to finish this discussion, I think we all in agreement that it will be Game Boy Color. Mm-hmm. I do think it will be, at the very least, the 3rd best selling system of all time.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be the Game Boy replacement because we all loved Game Boy that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want on record on this podcast, I want you to say whether you think A, it will be the best selling console of all time, but I also want to for you guys to give a number on it. What do you think? So if you don't think it is, what do you think it's going to hit? Like a prediction, and then we can come back to it afterwards.
In how many years?
In basically until they stop reporting them. So essentially, they will stop reporting them. So it might be a while, and hopefully we still know each other. But
well, you said PlayStation was at 100 and what?
So PlayStation 2s are about 158 roughly. Nintendo DS is about 157, 155, round about 100, late 150s basically. Both of those.
They're about 50 million off at the moment.
They're roughly 50 million off from the last reported sales. They're probably a little less than that now, obviously.
I'll start because I can see the boys are thinking deeply. So I'll start. And I reckon no, it won't be the most successful. I think it will be shy of the DS. I think it won't be as high as the DS because of the potential when the new one comes out. And I mean, that is a lot of units already sold. How many people are going out there and buying a Switch again? You know, there's not that many Ridges in this world. So, in my opinion, it will get 140 million sales. Yeah, that's.
I mean, I'll go.
40 on it. Go on then, 00.
I mean, I honestly, the way they're doing it, I think that it can be the best one because they are not just putting Nintendo games on it anymore. They are already talking about putting out No Man's Sky, which is not a normally Nintendo game. They have Warframe, which is a free game that they're putting on. They're like, yeah, it's not. They're not all their games aren't gonna run 60 frames yet. But I think is once they hit that barrier of being able to have a higher frame rate for a pocket device, yeah. And you may make the point of how many people are going to buy a Switch that already have one. However many kids people have, because everyone has a Lite right now.
True.
And I'm sorry, but most people aren't smart enough to buy a full size one, because if you do buy a full size one, then you buy controllers. But if you only have a Lite, you need more than one Lite. And every kid wants their fucking. I mean, Richard, you have one kid, right? And if you have a kid, you're gonna either have to share yours or get them their own. One of my friends has a kid, and so she plays her husband's, and their kids have one each because they all have one. That's 3 in one household. And then their other kid wants one. That's 4. So I believe that if they keep it at a price point that's less than any of the other PlayStation, Xbox, or whatever, like, they could totally make it. Now, predictions of the amount, I'm not going to say it's too much higher unless they do come out with one that does 60 frames per second. But I'm going to say if you said PlayStation's at how many? 100 and...
We could say
60 almost.
758. So yeah.
I'm going to say it's probably going to do maybe 8 to 9 more million. Possibly 10.
Maybe 160, late 160, 160.
Yeah. Something like that. Especially if they can hit that, like, higher frame rate. If they can hit that higher frame rate, it's just gonna go, because now you can take it like the Stream Deck, but play all games that you want to, because that's where they're going with it.
Yeah. I think it's just gonna fall short. Just about. I unless they do another Switch console. I just think I think there's probably got 2 years left of it, longevity wise. You know, they plan ahead. Nintendo are great. You know, you've got Breath of the Wild 2. You know, the games there'll be top games coming out for it. And like you say with the other game, the only thing I'm just trying to think. A lot of the whole thing is portability, and you're talking about lights. A lot of the games that they're releasing from other consoles require cloud base, so you have to play online. Of course, if you're playing portably. You know, I know there's Wi-Fi everywhere, but that's like one of the things I found. I was playing a game and I was like, I can't play it because I need to be online. I'm like, that's useless for me unless I play at home. I think it's gonna hit 157. I think it's gonna be just a bit short.
So you think?
I think it'll beat the DS. I don't think it'll knock the PlayStation 2 off. For me, PlayStation 2 was just groundbreaking. When it came out, you could not get one, and that's when, like, for the first year, well, probably a year and a half, people were, you were struggling to get one, and there were no chip shortages. They could not make enough, and we haven't had anything like that since.
The trajectory as well, but I think the PlayStation 2 had an incredibly long.
It had about 12 years, wasn't it? I think
it just kept. They kept selling them and selling them because of the like I say, the DVD was a big factor in it selling so well, because it was like, you can get a DVD player, Mum. This is a DVD player. Oh, no, I was going to place this on there as well, but it was a big factor. So it's difficult because, like, the Wii, for example, you couldn't pick one of those up in the early years either. And then it dropped off massively. So it hit a massive craze. Sold
again, though. I think the Wii was that. So PlayStation, you can play anything pretty much. The Wii is that sort of like it's a concept, isn't it? It has to be. I mean, some of the games they try putting on there, you try and play with the nunchucks, was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the Switch has the advantages. And yes, you can play with like a nunchuck when you're playing your games like the Wii. You know, you're playing Switch Sports and you're hitting stuff and stuff. But they've also got buttons on, and they can turn, and you can play them as a control pad.
Yeah.
And boom, on, you got a control pad. But again, like I say, the whole Switch thing, I like that they do release that Switch version of it, but majority of the games are controller based, and I think that's why they're selling more, and they will sell some more. If they do release another console, like a Switch 2 Pro, something that can do 60 frames and it's got and can play better games, then it'll smash it. I think it's just at the moment, like, if you compare the games that it can play well, they're like Xbox 360, PlayStation 2 games.
Yeah.
That So, and that's where you're looking at and you're thinking, well, it's great for handheld, but still quite a way back in time.
I would say predominantly though Nintendo sells on its first party offerings rather than its third party offerings.
Yeah.
If you generally like the sales of their first parties they're just always really strong, and it does carry. I do think a
Well,
new revision.
Look at Mario Kart. Mario Kart is a remake. Yeah. It's a port from the Wii U, and it sold how many copies? 75 million.
Yeah. Something million.
Yeah, man. It's always top of the charts when you look at the.
And it sold something like, I don't know, it almost sold 8-9 million on the Wii U, and there was only 13-14 million of those in about. That means most of the people who owned a Wii U owned Mario Kart, but it's sold ridiculous, and it will just keep selling. It's always in the charts.
Yeah.
But if they release a Mario Kart 9 on a revision, on top with a new Zelda and and whatever, and Metroid Prime 4, all these little bits and pieces, I think they can do it. So Ridgers thinks it's gonna just be shy. We got Doubl0 who thinks it's gonna smash it through it, and Callum's gone on the low part. He thinks it's gonna top out around 140. I do think it will beat the PlayStation 2 just. So what I think is going to happen is it's going to stutter to the number, and they won't have reported on it. But then it'll be like, we're the best-selling console of all time, or best-selling system of all time, so we need to report that number. So you might hear nothing for ages, and then you'll hear it's going to do it. So I think it's going to hit about 161 million when all's said and done, with the last reported one that we hear. Obviously, it's going to be years before we realise if anybody's true. However, by this time next year, we'll at least have an updated sales thing, and we can know whether it's beat Game Boy. So I think it'd be nice. I would hope that when that number comes out, that we're all still good friends and this podcast is still going, and that we can discuss it on another episode. Essentially, we're running down to a couple of things. We could discuss the Xenoblade, but I think I'm the only Xenoblade fan in here.
I cannot stand the accents. Oh my god, it just infuriates me.
What is that? What is the Xenoblade? I haven't. Or maybe I'm thinking Xenosaga. Yeah, which is the one where the chick's in space, some white-haired chick. Or
Xenosaga is part of like the Xeno series of games, but Xenoblade is a specific series on the Nintendo. So they've
got really, really bad British accents in it. They might as well be, all right, governor.
It's almost worse than my accent. Thank you. Cool. It makes me feel really good about myself.
But they are and there's so much dialogue, and I like the gameplay is great. But if I could mute it or just put subtitles only, I think but then you don't hear the rest of it. So, but I played a lot of it as I played 2, and but I got to a point when I was just like, you know what, I can't listen to this anymore.
On Japanese, that's the best thing to do. And put the subtitles on. Do that if you don't. I like the English accent, so I will just give a quick summary of my thoughts, just for anybody who is interested in it. I love Xenoblade. Basically, it's got a unique system, battle system. It's really fun to play. I don't mind the accents at all. I actually quite like them. This new one looks amazing. You got 7-player simultaneous battle system. It looks mental when you see the battles with all the numbers popping up and all it's just crazy, and I'll get lost in it. But yeah, I am really looking forward to this. One of the most anticipated games, which sort of segues onto us. So we did our top 5, so I want to just get Doubl0's top 5 that he played this year and top 5 that you're looking for. I won't say just this year; it could be any year. We did for this year.
Oh, top 5. Oh, then shit, I'm changing this list around a little bit. I would definitely say God of War was probably the top game that I played. It was also
love that game.
a Plague's Tale. Plague's Tale was damn good. Right now I'm currently playing Red Dead, which was great. The Last of Us was really good too. And I did really enjoy Horizon Zero Dawn. That was actually a really good game on PlayStation. I would say those are my top 5 for that I've played. Now what I'm looking forward to, I'm going to give 6 an honorable mention. It's definitely Ragnarok for God of War. I definitely want to play that. I definitely want to play Plague's Tale Requiem. I'm hoping Hogwarts Legacy is going to be everything that we hope it to be. There's also Forspoken. Now, the only thing with that is kind of there's been talks about whether they filled it with enough enemies as you travel back and forth for the storyline. So I haven't really heard anything like that, and I don't want it to be like another Anthem repeat because that would hurt my feelings. And of course, Final Fantasy would be nice. But I saw this one game. It's called Flintlock, and it looks interesting. I mean, other than seeing some of the skeletons, it just looks nice. It looks cool. But that one, otherwise, I'm hoping that Returnals comes out to Steam instead of stays on PlayStation for too long because that just came out.
A good list. A very good list. I think God of War topped mine and Ridge's most anticipated.
I'm so excited.
Pokemon for Callum was his top. So we got a good list, and obviously throughout the year something might happen, something might get delayed, or there might be different titles. But it switches about when you see more of this. Like Forspoken for me, when I did see the gameplay dropped through the floor for me in terms of anticipation. I was like really looking forward to it. Then I saw the game, I was like,
yeah.
But hopefully it will be out this year and it'll be great. But I want
because it was $70.
yeah, exactly. But I think unless any of you have got anything else you want to quickly go over on the news or anything you want to discuss, we can finish up with mini game.
Mini game. And luckily,
I'd just like to say,
Ridges has he's got a theme tune for it off the cuff right now for the mini game. Okay, everyone, he's been preparing this all week. He's messaged me all week about it. He's so excited. Off you go, Ridges.
It's mini game time.
Yeah, we delivered.
We need a big video, like flashing graphics and everything.
Callum just the bus is here, and Callum just got.
That's hilarious.
So
I was just going to say, I would like to add the new Turtles game to my top 5 played. It came out. I absolutely loved it. Cannot wait to finish it. So nostalgic, really good. There's loads of little Easter eggs in it. Soundtrack is amazing as well. It's so good. I'm really happy. I haven't played Origins yet either. I haven't picked it up. I'm kind of waiting. I kind of also refuse to pay the stupid different scales to unlock certain things.
We just.
But that was the little things I just wanted to add. I don't know if any of you have played Origins yet, but
I haven't played Origins.
I love Sonic.
Origins, what is that?
Sonic Origins.
Sonic Origins.
Yeah,
no, I have not.
I love Sonic, actually. But it's one I picked up. Mania was brilliant when I played Mania. Picked it up when it came out, but I'm still unsure. It was the pay scale thing that ruined it for me. So I'm just at least.
I don't know about anyone else, but I've almost forgotten the theme tune for minigame because I feel like we need one more version of the minigame theme tune. Yes, off you go, Richard.
Minigame.
That was it. Yeah.
I need the shake though. The shake though.
It's minigame time.
Hell yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
come on, Lord, hit us with the minigame.
Right, so basically, minigame. It's not going to be the same minigame every podcast, but I want to create little different fun minigames. I don't know if it's going to be fun, but basically, this is higher or lower, or what sold more, essentially. So I've only done 5 questions for this, so it's a very mini game.
The
miniest of mini games.
You're going to be battling each other, so I don't know how well you are first of the things, and I need something to write on.
I'm not versed in sales.
You can keep score because there's only 5 questions. 5 questions.
I just think if I bought it, and it's probably yes. So.
So it's essentially what sold more. I'll give you 2 games. You each tell me what you think sold more, and then I've got a final question, which will be a decider if someone isn't an outright winner, or it will just be for fun if there is an outright winner. If that makes perfect sense. And then we'll go round. We'll go Doubl0, Callum, Ridges, Callum, Doubl0. Unfortunately, that means I know we could do whatever order. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Wherever we are.
so 1. What sold more? Was it God of War on the PS4? So we're not counting PC sales, or Uncharted 4 on the PS4? So Doubl0.
I'm gonna go with Uncharted.
Uncharted. You're gonna go with Uncharted.
I'm gonna go with
Callum?
Uncharted.
I've got no idea. Just because Doubl0 went Uncharted, so I'll go God of War.
Okay. Ridges.
Says the person who killed me in Among Us. I see how it is.
No, I think Uncharted 4.
You think Uncharted 4? Okay, so you guys are going to keep your score, okay? Because I'm not very good at keeping score, even though it's my mini game. In fact, Callum takes a strong lead.
Yeah!
Oh!
With 19.5 million, as opposed to Uncharted 4, which sold 16 million. Again, these are sort of last.
Oh, it was close. Okay.
So it's 1-0-0. So next, we're going to say what sold more. Was it Marvel's Spider-Man on the PS4 or Ring Fit Adventure on the Switch?
Which one?
Ring Fit Adventure.
Ring Fit Adventure.
I think I've ever played that one.
Flo was playing it.
When I had the Ring Fit Adventure stream.
Oh god.
Yeah. It's
This was Flo.
Yeah.
Boing, boing, boing.
Damn.
Similar to the mini game dance.
It's called being a dad. It's a dad dance.
Yeah,
You said the ring.
Ridges first.
I'm gonna say Spider-Man. Very anticipated game, and I knew a lot of people played it.
I did. I still have it. I'm gonna say Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Callum.
I'm gonna go with Spider-Man. Safe bet.
Okay. Well, Callum is still in the lead. It was actually Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, I was gonna say Ring Fit as well. I played it safe.
Come on!
What?
Marvel Spider-Man sold
Who's
around.
buying this?
Lockdown. Everyone bought it over lockdown because it was exercising.
Bought it.
I bought it. I've got it.
Have you played it though?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I don't know where it is. I've got it though.
Because you resold it. I know you did. You resold it.
So, Spider-Man sold around 13 million, and Ring Fit Adventure sold around 14 million. So it was.
Damn. Ugh. These close bets.
So we got one still in the lead. I'm better at keeping score than I thought. 1 to Callum, 0-0 to Ridges and Doubl0. So, question 3: Breath of the Wild or GTA 4?
Ooh.
Oh, come on!
So
Is that GTA 4 on one console?
GTA 4 is not on one console.
Ah.
I've got this for all of them. That I think are for all of them, and so could be wrong.
I'm gonna go with Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
I'm gonna go Breath of the Wild. Yeah, GTA.
Yes, I'm still in the lead.
I keep thinking. Sorry, I kept on thinking it was number 5 you're on about because GTA 5 has been like out for 10 years.
GTA 5, it just sold more than all of these games put together.
Yeah.
No.
But no, GTA 4, I didn't really like it. So yeah, it's Breath of the Wild for me.
So, Breath of the Wild has sold 26.5 million.
Wow.
GTA 4, 25 million. So a point to each of you.
Yeah, I got one.
Mini game.
Mini game. So yeah.
I was like, you look like an old dad trying to say, "Hey kids, can you see me up here?
Hello.
Over here, by the hot dog stand."
Yeah. Get round the fire, everybody. Let's tell you a story. So the next one, Sonic the Hedgehog, the original Sonic the Hedgehog, or Super Mario World.
Mario World, not
Yeah.
Bros.
I'm gonna go with Sonic.
Sonic for Doubl0.
I'm gonna go for Sonic.
Mario.
Mario. Ridges.
I'm gonna go Sonic.
Sonic.
Yeah. Genesis Master System.
It was 23.9 million for Sonic the Hedgehog, but 26.6 million. So Callum takes a very commanding lead.
Disconnecting call right now.
3-1.
It actually means he can't lose.
Oh,
It does mean we can play. The bonus question it's not going to decide the winner, unfortunately, but it will be for fun. But we've got one more: Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, or Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Ooh, Diamond and Pearl.
I've never played those.
Diamond and Pearl.
I played Diamond and Pearl. I'm gonna pick Diamond and Pearl.
I'm gonna go. Let's Go just for fun.
Okay, well, it was 14.6 for Diamond and Pearl, and 14.5 for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So it's 3-2-2, but Callum does take it. So we're going to have one more question, but Callum is the winner of the first ever 16-bit Rivals.
Mini game.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
applause.
Thank
well done, Callum.
Thank you.
Well done.
But
But I mean, we'll do closest win. So maybe just for fun, this is a bonus. It would have been
worth 2 points.
yes. So to the
No.
nearest decimal point. So like 1.2, 1.3, etc. Oh, Callum's disappearing. There
I'm
he is.
back. I was out of focus.
How many copies of Wii Sports were sold to the nearest decimal point?
I don't know.
Final answer: 6 copies.
6 copies.
No, I'm just joking.
6 copies.
So
Said Wii Sports, right?
yeah.
You win.
I'm gonna say 13.1.
Bearing in mind, Doubl0, I'll give you a little bit of a clue.
Yeah, please
It
do.
was a pack-in with, and it counts. It was a pack-in with the Wii. Not with every version of the Wii, but it was a pack-in with the original Wii.
I'm going 79.5 million.
79.5 is he's going with
79.5.
high number.
You said it was a pack.
It came with the Wii U.
Oh, then yeah. Okay, then I'm gonna. Damn it. I'll go with 68.
68.
79.
Yeah. Because when you said it came, because it did come together. Yeah, you never. Yeah.
It counts as a sale.
Okay.
62. 62.
62. Okay, well, if it was a tiebreaker and you'd all had the same amount of points, Ridgers would have won because it was 82.9 million.
Nice.
I knew it was high.
Nice.
So,
But it doesn't matter.
well done, Ridgers. Well done, Callum, for winning. So, yeah, that's
good.
basically the end, unfortunately. But thank you very much, Doubl0. But before we go, once again, we'll go to Ridgers. Where can we find you? Just plug it.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch/Ridgers. On YouTube, I am Ridgers Tube because someone's already took Ridgers. Although I can't find it. You can find me on Twitter as well. I am at Gaming Ridgers, where I post most of my stuff. But that's where you'll find me. Yeah. So.
Callum?
Why Callum on Twitch, Why Callum on YouTube, and Why Callum Y on Twitter because Why Callum's taken. So yeah, that's that.
Well, myself, I am a Flawed Gamer on Twitch and Flawed Gamer on Twitter, and I don't have a YouTube other than the one we're currently on now. And I just want to say a big thank you to Doubl0 for joining us today, for being our very first guest.
A legend himself.
I think he's the best guest we've ever had.
Yeah, best guest ever.
I really do.
Yeah.
Quickly, just tell us, plug where we can find you so everybody can go.
Fortunately for me, Doubl0fasho has been taken by no one because I'm creative like that. But it's Doubl0fasho. The O's is 0, so you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Hover, YouTube. I mean, shoot, you can even find me on Epic Games, Steam, even gaming tags. I took it. I took over everything.
Let us know what's your schedule coming up. What you're playing? What times can we
Right
find
now
you?
we're playing Red Dead as well as Final Fantasy, and also on random days we'll be doing FMV games that I find. The next one's going to be the Shape-Shifting Detective. Hell, that might even be today. I don't know. But yeah, so far just mostly RPGs, and then every so often, every couple weeks, I'll play with other streamers and do FPS games.
Awesome stuff.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. That's the second
George,
episode.
we need a code word.
Oh yes, the code word for the stream.
We will
let. Yeah, there you go. It's mini game. There you go, mini game.
Could be mini game. Yeah.
Doubl0 has said it.
In the chat if you stayed till the end.
Yeah, mini game. Put mini game.
So hi Jan. Hi Jan is going to put mini game in there.
yeah, Jan. Yes.
Too funny.
Brilliant. Well,
Thank you,
guys, yes, it's been an absolute pleasure as always, and look forward to our next one. I look forward to catching you guys playing your games this week. So I will see you all soon.
Take care, everyone. Good night.
Good night.